Welcome back to Running with Coach Tori.
And Jeff.
And we are here with minimal technology issues today. It's sunny, it's beautiful. I got nothing else except for let's get into it. We are bringing you the running news from the week. What are we doing that for? To entertain you on your long run and to give you something to talk about with your running group. I just got too excited about the weather. Oh
Oh
my
man, the
gosh.
weather is sweet.
It's so nice.
Yep, I ran outside yesterday. It was great.
Yeah,
I
and then
haven't.
it's gonna be cold again.
Yeah, I did see next week it's going to be a high of 35 after today, a high of like 77, which is just crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did run yesterday, and it came up with a new science experiment.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to run. I did run yesterday 2 miles outdoors. Then I'm going to run 2 miles on a track, and then 2 miles on a treadmill at a 1% incline. And to prove the point that a treadmill at a 1% incline is nowhere near as challenging as running outside on regular roads. Because my heart rate I was in the red zone at a 10-minute mile pace. So I'm going to run 10-minute mile pace for all these 3 runs. And just to see, and then I'll do the incline from 1% to 2% to 3% to 4% to see what percentage actually gets you the same heart rate
Yeah.
as the outdoor run.
Yeah, it's confusing too because like that is what is recommended, right? And like even when you're looking on like coaching things and stuff, like that is always what is said to try to replicate the best it can. And when I was younger, we were also told to do that, but I feel like they only said that for like the explanation was like it's better for your knees. Like somehow it
Okay.
So it's just funny that like it's the same recommendation of running on treadmill with like a 1%, 2% incline, but it wasn't because they were like, oh, it'll be the same as running outside. They were like, oh, it won't hurt your knees like treadmills do or something. I don't know. Just kind of weird.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, I definitely feel like a treadmill is so much easier than running outside at the same pace.
I definitely agree. And then the problem though too is like some people get, myself included, like you get in your head about it, not just like the boring factor. But like I know there's times where I'm running faster on a treadmill, and because you're not actually controlling the speed, you start to like get anxious about like, oh, it is too fast. But it's just because you're not controlling how fast you're going, but you're like, I can run way faster than this.
I think
Um,
you're a control freak. I think you've got
oh,
issues with lack of control.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, no, that's not like a really good obvious example. Yeah,
Because I
but
don't
I'm
have
not
that
alone.
feeling. I don't have that feeling of like, oh my god, the treadmill owns me. It's controlling me right now.
Yeah, no, it's a terrifying place to live where I live in my head.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, that'll be fun to see how that all
Yeah, see how
plays
that comes
out.
out. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it today. I'm hopefully I can get all these runs in while the weather is still nice. I don't really want to do it at 35 degrees.
I know, I know. Well, I have a couple things, and we don't really have much overlapping news. But I did have stuff to talk about with the LA Marathon as well. But my first thing is, you probably haven't seen this, and I'm going to show you the picture. Thailand spent, I think their currency is euros. No, there's no way. Won? Is it won? No. Well, whatever their currency is,
Yeah.
it's 880,000 monies on a running track. It has, and it has right angle corners. You see that?
No,
Yeah.
no.
So,
They made a square track.
yeah.
You can't
So,
do that. You can't run on a square track.
so I couldn't, oh, not I couldn't. I did not save the whole article. I did read it though. But it was built around a football pitch. They realized there wasn't enough. So the football field or whatever was built first, and then they realized there wasn't enough room left to make the oval track, but they built one anyway. And it then ended up having to have those corners. Officials say it was never intended for athletic purposes, just as a walking path. Runners are not convinced that that's what's happening. There's like also some kind of like weird investigation they're doing on like how this all happened. I'm not sure if like it was tax money that was wasted or what, but it also looks like it's only like 3 or 4 lanes. Like it's a very odd choice. Um,
Yeah,
but I
it
thought it
does
was
seem
kind
like
of
it
funny.
does seem like a complete waste of money. I mean, I like it's not like it was just free. Hey, we threw in this square track for free. Yeah,
Right,
they had
right.
to spend money to put whatever that surface is down. And
Yeah.
for a walking track, I mean, you could walk anywhere. You don't need to walk around the stadium. Stadium's the wrong term for that there, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
they could have also just, like, thrown rocks down if they wanted people to walk on it or, like, dirt. I
yeah, you could
mean,
have just done a cinder track like we had in high school. Yeah. No, so
yeah.
yeah, it seemed like a bit of a waste of money there. So yeah, I think there should be an investigation and people should be thrown in jail over this one.
So there also was Nike sent a runner to race a car on ice. Ultra runner Liam Miro, maybe, lined up against a custom Nike test vehicle at FAT ice race in Big Sky, Montana. He ran a full lap on frozen terrain at nearly 80,000 feet. He also stopped halfway to deliver hot chocolate. The car was already at the finish line. Nobody cared. Um, that's
So a guy raced a car on ice and the car won.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I guess it was supposed to be like promotion for their whatever gear they're trying to do. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
actually,
and
it should have been done by the car company. Should have sponsored this one since they won.
yeah, yeah, that would have made more sense. I also like saw nothing about the like I feel like Nike usually does like a whole big production. So I don't know who they were targeting, but like it definitely wasn't me regular runner people because I feel like I see all the regular runner people stuff. And so I didn't see this till after the fact. Um, But yeah, I mean, Nike's always doing some little promotional something or other.
And maybe it was
Um,
targeting Canadians. By the way, I find Canadian running, by the way, the
oh, the
magazine,
yeah,
the best. They have the best stuff.
yeah, they do.
They do. Like their stories this week were like a 102-year-old man wins 4 events at the Canadian Masters Championships.
Oh wow,
They're very Canadian focused, by the way.
fair.
Hockey legend Zdeno Chara completes 6-star marathon challenge. By the way, he was a huge hockey star.
Okay,
Um, Ath- uh, Athletics Canada, sort of like USA Athletics, named 13 athletes to the World Indoor Championship team. And it names who they are. A fan interferes with the runner in the LA Marathon. We'll get to that one in our listing of stories. Jacob Cablimo recoups his world marathon record in Lisbon. We're going to cover that one.
mm-hmm.
100-meter medalist Fred Curley handed 2-year whereabouts ban. Shocker. So anyway, there's some of their stories, and I'm like, you know what? I like the Canadian Running Magazine.
Yeah, we should just work there.
We should just work there. That should be my goal.
That and the running channel, right?
Yeah, the running channel's good too, and it's much better this year. I think they got tired last year, and they like their stories were only coming out like once every couple of weeks, but it seems like every day they've got a story on the running channel.
On firing on all cylinders. They got all the people working.
And then let'srun.com for the best track updates and stuff like that. They're great.
Oh, totally.
You ready to jump in the news? Oh, you have other
Oh,
news?
I have one other thing.
Yeah,
The
go.
the Cape Town Marathon, Eliud Kipchoge has announced the first stop on his world tour, Cape Town Marathon, May 24th.
Isn't that the one that was in the consideration for the World Marathon Majors, and they canceled it last year because of wind?
Was
Was
that
that Cape?
that one?
I think it might have been. I think it might have
Hmm.
been the Cape Town one.
I couldn't remember which one that was. Oh, that hopefully there's no wind delay this time
Yeah,
around. But yeah, it'd be exciting. I forgot that he was doing that whole run around the world thing or whatever.
yeah, seven marathons, maybe something like that. Over was it one on each continent?
That's what I thought, and then I was like, but he's not doing because I feel like I've seen people do that challenge where it's like one on every continent in every like consecutively in the days. But then I'm like, how does that? Oh my god, am I even saying real words? Um, you know what I'm trying to say.
I do. Yeah.
Um,
7 days, 7 marathons on 7 continents.
that one.
Yeah.
But that's a lot. I don't know if that's what he's doing or not.
No, I think he was doing it over like 2 years. I think he was like taking his time on this one. I think he was, yeah, just because it was all about the awareness and fundraising. I think they were spreading these out. I don't think it was going to be all over in 7 days.
That makes sense for
Yeah.
fundraising purposes. Well, that's all I got.
All right. Well, that was good. That was good stuff. So I think I mentioned this one of the Canadian stuff was the world half marathon record has been broken by Jacob Kaplimo. We mentioned him like 6 months ago, maybe actually more than a year ago, because I thought he set the world record at 56 minutes and some odd seconds. I'm thinking, wow, I'm really confused because he set the record, I guess, this week at 57:20. I'm thinking I must be really confused as to why I thought it was 56 something. And then I found an article that showed that he had run 56, 48 maybe, and that was not ratified by U.S. athletics. That he had assistance from a pacing car. I don't know if you saw that story at one point in time.
I actually had that as something to talk about on the podcast, and I think I somehow missed it or forgot. But that, yeah, like weeks ago, I had the little screenshot, and I was going to bring that up, and then totally forgot.
Yeah, they never ratified it, so that his 56 minutes and some odd seconds never counted.
Wow,
So he did just get his world record back.
I'm glad.
Um, yeah, he ran it in Lisbon, ran 57:20, beating the old mark of 57:30. So it still hasn't broken 57 officially, even though he did unofficially break 57.
Wow,
So yeah. I mean,
good for him.
he seems like he's a great marathoner, but like the best by far half marathon.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's so
Yeah,
fun.
no, awesome. Let's see. Did you see the LA Marathon finish?
I did, and I thought you'd be so excited.
Yeah, American finally beat a Kenyan.
Yeah, wow. I also have no idea who that guy is, though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna say yeah, Nathan Martin. I'm like,
We've
wow,
never talked about him.
we finally win, and it's a guy that I've never heard of before. Now it's also a 2:11 marathon. Again, no disrespect to a 2:11 marathon, well beyond whatever like 99% of the world population could do. Um, but it's probably many people have done 2:11 and under. Like the world records 2 hours and 35 seconds. So, um, but yeah, so it was not the biggest names in the world, but for anyone who didn't see this, he basically came from, I must say, like 100 yards back with maybe 200 or 300 yards to go. Like he was just sprinting the final
Crazy.
end of this race and passed the guy at the finish line. It was basically a photo finish, and he wins. The American Nathan Martin wins the LA Marathon. So it was crazy finish. And by the way, the guy who was in the lead, you could see he was really tying up. His muscles had sort of gone away and just weren't firing. And that was Michael Kamani Kamu from Kenya. And felt bad for him because he fell right at the finish line, basically had nothing left.
Yeah.
I actually kind of thought that maybe Martin elbowed him a little bit and knocked him down.
Oh,
But
yeah.
on closer review, I don't think he threw an elbow. I think he was just sort of ran by him closely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, but then I saw a video this morning that showed that the Kenyan Michael, he was steered off course at the
Again?
26-mile mark. Yeah, there was basically a bunch of fans that were running alongside him with like a Kenyan flag and other people running. It was like chaos. And there was the police were sort of escorting the lead vehicles off the course so that the runners could run the last, point two by themselves. And he kind of got confused between the people that were on the course, the police officers taking the stuff aside. He ran about maybe only about 10 yards off course, but behind the barrier. So he had to then run back the 10 yards. And again, while your muscles aren't really working very well, that's hard to do. And then he got back on course, and you could see Nathan Martin right behind him as he got back on course. So it's like, oh my God, if that hadn't happened, he would have probably held on for the victory.
Now, is this one of those things where I don't remember what the phenomenon's called, but like because we're talking about it now, it's like this is happening at every race and we just didn't know? Or is someone really dropping the ball on how we're supposed to be doing this? Like that just seems so crazy that that keeps happening.
Yeah, this one, I haven't seen stories like this before, but yeah, maybe it does happen a lot more. And you're right, because of the half marathon in Atlanta for the U.S. Championships last week, that maybe it's just like now become more of a story that because it was a home video, it was like someone's cell phone video that
Yeah.
was sort of showed this event happening. I'm also shocked that there were like people running on the course with the
Yeah.
race leader. Like you've seen the Tour de France before, right? Where the people are out there on the side cheering. It's sort of part of the, I guess, the lore of that race, but not in marathons. Like in the U.S., that's not what happens. You don't get to run alongside the leader with your flag of your favorite country, and
Yeah.
that's what was happening. And I guess you can't block off an entire 26-mile course,
Right.
so there are idiots everywhere, and they can sneak on the course and run alongside their favorite runner for for the X number of meters that they can stand. So anyway, it was a bit unfortunate for him that he got a little bit off course for that moment. But congrats to Martin,
Yeah.
Nathan Martin.
Nathan Martin.
Don't forget his name, Nathan Martin,
Oh, I will.
LA winner.
Um, did you also see about the like participation award controversy with the LA Marathon?
I did see a headline saying that that they received medals at the 18-mile mark. What is that all about?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, participants in the 2026 LA Marathon have the option to only run 18 miles and still receive their finisher medals. Um,
That doesn't make any sense. Why? Why would they? Why would you do that?
yeah, and I didn't save the other, so I read a couple things about it. Um, and I didn't save the things that like were explaining. I'm not even sure who was trying to explain it. Um, But yeah, like some people were trying to rationalize, well, it's like a safety thing, and if it's getting too hot or something, it's the Run Disney people who are always trying to justify doing
Why
less.
are you trashing Run Disney?
I need to get out of the Run Disney groups on Facebook because I just cannot see all the weenies. Like, just I can't. But anyway,
You just referred to them as weenies too, by the way, just for the record. Just some more hate going your way.
I know I feel bad ish about it. But yeah, so there were people trying to justify like that's still good enough, and it's like no, though, if you're like supposed to finish something, like you finish it. And there was people trying to justify like, well, if it's really hot and it's too taking too long, it's like a safety thing. And it's like,
It's taking
well, then,
too long. Well, then don't run a marathon.
well, right, exactly, right. And I feel like you're not fit enough to get it done. And like that's why they have time caps and stuff. Like it's just, I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be like
I'm not on
very
board. I'm not on board with this one. I'm with you 100% that you shouldn't get a participation medal at 18 miles.
yeah. And I'm still. I mean, I feel like I'm often like super softy, like make everyone feel included. And it's just like what do you mean? Like that
Yeah,
you didn't finish the race. And then it goes also into the weird culture that people have of like and I know that I go kind of far on the other way, but it's like I'm not running the race to like have my medal and be like, it's my medal, or like, wearing people who do the wearing their medal on medal Mondays and stuff like that. Like
yeah. Sorry,
people
back up a second. Metal Mondays, is that a thing?
oh well yeah, social media world. People like wear like I've seen people celebrate Medal Monday and they like wear the medal from either their race over the weekend or like I've seen people do like races from the past of being like, oh, this is my Boston Marathon medal. It's like a very strange. The internet's really ruining the world and it makes people so insufferable. Um, sorry, not the internet, social media, but yes, like I'm just never really been into like the metal culture of it all. But I guess yeah, it just seems weird to be like so obsessed with the metal part of running your race and it's not really the process and being better and like doing all these things and caring about like your time even or whatever it is. Um, but like you're like, okay, I didn't finish, but I still really, really wanted to get the medal. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you can't. I mean, how can you wear your medal on Metal Monday, which is not a thing that I've ever heard of before, if you've only run 18 miles? That doesn't make any sense to me. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, why 18? Why not 15? Why not halfway? I
Why
don't
not
know.
give people the medals at the start and
Yeah,
they can just
just
walk home, you know?
wear your medal the whole way. All you run as far as you can, then you just go home.
Yeah. Just seems
Uh,
crazy to be like, "Oh, this is my marathon medal, but I didn't do the distance." Like, that's just so weird.
it is.
And be like, "Oh, well, I ran a world record marathon because I
Yeah.
did it the fastest time because I didn't start." Like, it's just like, "What?" I don't
I
know. I
ran
know
for
I'm being
3 minutes, 3 minutes, and I left that marathon. Here's my medal to
right.
prove I did it.
Like, I'm being ridiculous, but it's just yeah, that seems so strange that that's, like, a choice that they made. Because 'Cause I'm also like, was there an outcry of people being like, I'm sure there were a couple people who don't finish the race and are, like, pissy, but it's like, there was enough people who get upset that they don't finish the race and they still don't get a medal that we're, like, changing a rule for that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, I'm with you. I can't. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not with you on the hating on Disney, by the way. So,
It's
but
not
I
Disney,
am
it's
with
the
you on
run
the
date.
hating on the LA marathon for giving medals at 18 miles. And
No.
what and how do they do that? So like you reach mile 18 and they've got the medal. Like how does that work?
Yeah, that's where I should have probably done a little more reading of, like, is there, like, a spot where you can just walk off the course at 18 and grab your medal, or do you still have to, like, go to
To
the
you get
finish
a
line
ride
and
to the end to pick your medal up. Like I don't know how it works. Yeah, it
yeah.
seems like a process that shouldn't be.
Yeah, or, like, are they mailing people medals? I don't know, but seems dumb. I don't really like it. And no, sorry, it's not I don't hate Run Disney. That is so false. I have found there is a large group of people in the Run Disney community who and again, it's because of social media and I should just know better not to look, but it's like they're complaining about everything. It just I don't like the constant crying and the constant excuse making, and I just feel like it's I'm not sure if it's just because it's I'm gonna get canceled. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stop.
you are. I'm not sure you're helping your position here, by the
No,
way.
I'm not.
So
And
you
the
don't
thing,
hate. Yeah, you don't hate Run Disney. You hate the Run Disney people.
yeah, and I hate that they're included. I'm being horrible. Anyway, move on. Next story.
Next, let's go to Fred Curley. By the way, Fred
Okay,
Curley.
let's hate on that guy.
Yeah, let's hate on Fred Curley right for the moment, just for a moment. So I did see that this is. We had this story probably 6 months ago, maybe a little bit more, because um, he was provisionally suspended back in August of 2025 for three whereabout failures. This is really the conclusion of that process where he's officially now banned for 2 years, dating back to August 2025. So in August 2027, he's able to compete again. As you mentioned previously, I think Fred signed up for the enhanced games, which is the testosterone um, supporting games that are coming up in September. I think they moved them from the spring to the fall.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw that they moved them to September. By the way, we're not promoting it.
Yeah, don't
Terrible,
watch.
terrible idea. But yeah, I did get sucked into his Instagram account.
Oh no.
So yeah, so he had an AI generated Fred Curley, sort of stepping on and stiff arming WADA and USATF and, and others. So
Why? Why was he doing that?
because it's like him against the world, like, and it's like, hey,
Oh,
and the comments were like, hey, dude, this was three whereabouts failures. I mean, it's not that hard. Like, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of athletes in these pools. They all seem to get it right. I
yeah,
mean, it
you're not like a
wasn't.
victim
Yeah, it
here.
wasn't. Yeah, that's what it was. It was victim. He was the victim, and I'm sure. Listen, in his everyday life, I'm sure there are times he is sort of not getting the fair shake, but in this particular case, three whereabouts failures. And by the way, he had four whereabouts failures in the year, not just even three.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, don't blame WADA or anybody else for your failures here. This is on you.
Yeah, yikes. I saw that and I mean honestly I don't spend much time thinking about Fred Curley, but yeah, I looked to see if it was like old news cuz I remember we talked about it and I guess I just didn't realize they never officially made whatever the determination is. I'm like, didn't this already happen?
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna see a story again about him, punching his girlfriend in an elevator shortly as well.
I'm like,
I'm
oh, didn't
sure
that already happen?
that did
Yikes.
already happen, and we're not gonna, maybe the story will just come back out again.
Hopefully not.
Another sort of a short story. Femme Cabal got married this past week. She's one of my favorite athletes. and yeah, she got married to a Belgian, Belgian, a Belgian pole vaulter, Ben Broders. I don't know Ben. I think she deserves better than Ben. I
Oh
think
my
she should.
gosh.
I don't know who Ben is, and I only better from the standpoint of he should be a higher ranked pole vaulter like Mondo.
Well, I was gonna say, in his defense, though, we know one pole vaulter because we hate field events. So, like,
Yeah.
he could be the second. He could be. It's like Sydney and Femke, right? Like, it could be. It could be Mondo and this other guy. He could be right there, and we just never hear about him.
No, I saw a story about who the other guy is to
Oh.
Mondo. He's Mondo's got a competitor now, that a guy that's jumped like the maybe the third or fourth highest of all time. He hasn't beaten Mondo. He's lost to him like I don't know 10 straight times, but he's getting close. And I don't know his name, and I don't know where he's from, so that's not very helpful. But he does have a competitor who's on the cusp of beating Mondo.
Wow. I
Yeah,
wonder if we'll get one of those stories come springtime
yeah. Well, so
or
more to come on
summer.
that one. Maybe I'll bring up his. I'll actually look up his name and where he's from.
Yeah. Get
I
some
want to
more
say he's
info.
from Spain, or again, I'm sure I'm not even close. All right,
Wow.
let's skip to the next one.
Well, congrats to Femke and Ben.
Yeah, that was it was sort of a weird story because the story was sort of like I don't know, Shakira congratulates Femke, and it's just like 3 or 4 Instagram posts of various athletes just saying congrats, and it's like I don't know, is that really a story? If you just say on Instagram congrats, is that it almost felt like as I was reading the headline that these were people that were at the wedding.
Yeah.
It's like no, no, they just on Instagram said congrats. That doesn't really make it part of a story, does it?
Yeah, because like, anybody could just I mean, she's got, like, a public Instagram, I could write that too,
Yeah, you could, and
"Congrats."
yeah, it's like is that really? I mean, it wasn't really much of a post when someone just says congrats with some you know hand emojis clapping.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, weird.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
When's her next 800 meters?
She's not running indoor worlds. I don't know if I'm not sure if she's running another one this year.
Oh, wow.
Maybe outdoor season. She's got to be running some in the outdoor season. Has to be, right?
Yeah.
She can't just announce she's doing the 800 meters and do it once.
Yeah, that'd be annoying.
That would be annoying. Although I don't know, Sydney announced she's doing the 400 meters. Although she did do it a bunch last year, but now
Yeah,
she's pregnant and she's out for the year. So,
right. But she did
right.
it a bunch, and she set an American record? No. No.
I
No.
don't. I think she may have missed the American record. Again,
Third
that's
fastest time ever or something?
second fastest, maybe ever,
Maybe. Okay.
something like that.
Something good.
Something good. She did good things in the 400 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not our story this week. She's not. We did mention her like we do every podcast.
Yeah, and poor Femke gets overshadowed by Sydney yet again.
I know.
Yike.
It's her. It's like this is a Femke story, and Sydney gets brought up again. Her nemesis.
Oh, no.
All right. Do you drink coffee before you do your runs? I see you drinking your coffee right now.
Yeah, but I drink decaf now, so it's just like
Oh, fake coffee.
fake. Yeah, it's just for my brain, but not
Oh,
really.
so you don't do it? Have you done any caffeine before any of your runs?
Well, I mean, I used to, when I was a coffee person, I used to drink coffee in the morning. I never did any of those caffeine, like, sometimes like
The
the
gels.
gels or the blocks have caffeine in them. I've never done any of those because I didn't really want like a high heart rate running, but I definitely would drink coffee before runs.
Yeah. So there's a story on Let'sRun.com. No, that's a lie. It was on the other one.
Running
Uh,
channel.
Running channel. Thank you very much. About is caffeine the ultimate performance enhancer for runners? And they do have some, I think, some good points. I do drink coffee before I do runs. So, but they do talk about the fact that mm, it can do two things, right? It's enhance your performance, but if you drink too much caffeine, it also can have some bathroom issues. So if you are a runner and you do, so most of the gels, as you mentioned, in blocks do have caffeine in them. So you got to be careful when you grab those as to am I getting a caffeine one or a not caffeine one, because they can help you during your run, but you should be doing it on a training run just to verify it's not going to upset your stomach. or have some other impact on you.
Yeah, well, and I think the big like superpower of caffeine, and sorry if you were about to get there, is that like it blocks your feeling of tiredness. So not only is that in like keeping you awake, but like think of being tired on your run, feeling fatigued there. It does help block a little bit of that. It helps with like all the neurotransmitters, right? Adrenaline, dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, right? And then just like happier. And I think it also, what is it? Reduces your perception of pain. So like literally all things you're trying to have happen on a run, it can do all that, but it can raise your heart rate, which you don't want.
Yeah, no, that's by the way, fantastic summary of what the story was because I was doing a horrible job. I would have butchered that, and you did it fantastic off
Oh,
of
okay, I was
just
gonna
the
say
top of
sorry if
your
I just
head.
like cut you off.
No, 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 no. You jumped in at the right time because I was trying to call up the article as I was. If you couldn't tell, I was sort of like, "Oh my god!" I'm trying to find the words. So no, no, fantastic. That's really what the summary's about, and it does. It can elevate your heart rate, so that's why you got to be a little bit conscious of how much caffeine you're getting because those things have about 100 milligrams. I think a cup of Starbucks coffee has between. I'm gonna again, don't quote me on this. 2 to 300.
I think
Uh,
so.
yeah, milligrams of caffeine. So you're talking about like a good sized strong cup of coffee if you have two gels. And I think they said most marathon runners maybe take 3 caffeine gels over the course of the run. So they'll do one third, one third, one third over the course. So yeah, I think I've done both. I do like the coffee before the run. I haven't done too many gels with caffeine in them during the run, but I certainly like it beforehand.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And like the article said, and like you said, like definitely something you want to test out because not only like can it cause GI distress, but you also just might not like feeling like a little more jittery. And as we talked earlier about me being like a crazy person who gets stressed on a treadmill, um, there are people who like as you start to like caffeine can give you some anxious feelings, and that could also help your brain in the worst way start to go crazy with like overthinking your run and all that stuff. So definitely worth testing it out before giving that a whirl. But I'm always like, yeah, give me all the caffeine. Not anymore, but I used to be. I love a running, caffeine, all the things.
Give me that decaf. Give
I
me it.
know. Well, I do think it has like that placebo effect where you're just kind of like, oh, this is what I always used to drink to make me like feel a little more like ready for my day, and I still try to trick myself. I don't know. And now I have an excuse to sit in a Starbucks parking lot and use their Wi-Fi. I feel
Did you,
bad.
by the way, get the caffeine headache when you first switched from caffeine to non-caffeine?
Um,
Because that can be brutal. I've done it before where I've switched from a bunch of coffee each day to none, and yeah, you can get a pretty bad caffeine headache.
yeah, I will say years and years ago when I did an elimination diet, I guess I hadn't really thought too much about how much caffeine I was drinking. Um, and I was probably doing like one or two 24-ounce coffees a day. And I just did cold turkey when I did the elimination diet. And I thought for 2 weeks, I was like, I assumed I was like, okay, I'll get like a little bit of a headache. I didn't realize like I thought I was going to feel like I was dying. Like it wasn't just a headache. Like I was like, I can't stay awake. I feel sick. I'm miserable. Yeah, like it was horrible. Um, so no, but I really wasn't drinking. And that was the other thing though. Like when I quit caffeine this time, I really wasn't drinking that much caffeine. I think I was doing that mushroom coffee at the time. So that's like 30 milligrams of caffeine. So it really wasn't like going from that to none was like didn't really move the needle, unfortunately.
Yeah, I have discovered over time that caffeine. I used to drink like a ton of coffee when I was working, um, but then at some point I'm like, "Wow, I'm not sleeping great," and caffeine has like a 6 hour half life. So if you get
Hmm.
that, if you get 200 milligrams at noon, 6 hours later you still have 100 milligrams in your system. So
Yeah.
you really have to be careful. Like I now only drink 1 cup of strong coffee in the morning. I make sure I'm done by noon so that it doesn't impact my sleep at night. And I try not to have a soda in the afternoon or evening, just so because again, the caffeine that's in soda typically the same thing. It will just keep me up at night.
Yeah.
I've sort of become more sensitive to it over time.
I think a lot of people say that like as you age, that helps or that happens. That helps.
Yeah, I think it's probably when you're 20, it's like travel never bothers you. You don't get jet lag. But as you get older, it's like, oh man, like the jet lag is killing me for that 2 hour flight I took.
Yeah, no. I feel like yeah, in your 20s nothing actually changes for you. You're like I could eat or not, I could sleep or not,
Yep.
whatever. Now we're just going off on a whole tangent about aging. Um Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Drink your coffee everybody and go on your long run. That's all we got for today. Hopefully for anybody who's tuning in and hearing this on YouTube, thank you for finding us on YouTube because I've been having trouble with the podcast, but we should be back on all of the places you find podcasts. So make sure you share